Hey, what's up, folks? We decided to just simply go live a few minutes in advance as people are trickling in. I know our automations haven't even fired off yet for the live specific stream. So in about a few minutes it'll go off. But Dar, I'm excited for this because I know we've prepped quite a bit. And it's exciting. These are practical things that you are teaching for the community. Dart, tell me about the motorcycle thing, man. How long were you in that world?
Man, that's
Get to the
crazy.
automation stuff.
Um, yeah, I was, man, it's a long story. I built custom motorcycles for 14 years, 13 years. And man, it was exciting. It was cool. And we got to build bikes for celebrities. We won the world championships, all that stuff. It was a really exciting time in my life, but also a very, very challenging time in my life because the whole time we were broke. Like the whole time we were
Oh,
grinding
crazy.
it out. I look back and it's a cool chapter now to have to my story, but man, I sure would have loved to have had those 12, 13 years back doing this business model, right?
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
But yeah, man, we did some cool stuff. In fact, I have some remnants here with me. In fact, I can zoom my screen out.
Yeah. I keep thinking of like when I was younger, I would watch these like Discovery channels and you
Yeah, I
had
was on one of
guys.
those.
Yeah. Oh, you were on one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
All right.
You
So,
remember like Jesse James and all these guys that will build bikes?
oh yeah. So that trophy is the World Championships of Custom Bike Building.
Oh wow.
And then I won it twice. One of the bikes I actually have stuck off my wall over here. Like, man, if you guys really want to see, I can turn it around. There you go. That's one of the bikes
Oh wow, I see it.
up there. But yeah, I know Jesse. We did a biker build off, and not with Jesse, but with another bike guy, and we won that. It was pretty cool. Also did one that I lost. We actually were going to have a TV show. The interesting thing about the bike business is we didn't actually make money on the
On
bikes.
the
It just
bike.
took too long to build the bikes. Overhead would outpace production. But and getting parts in from 40 different vendors, trying to get that inventory, in just in time, you just couldn't. Just not a good formula. So we would do other things to make money, like sell T-shirts and sell gear and things like that. And after one of my world championships, there was a military. I'm a vet, and I would support vets charities, and we would build a bike and donate it each year, or get an old bike and restore it, customize it,
Okay.
raffle it off or something each year for military charities. And one of the ones that I supported, Toby Keith also supported. And he reached out to me. He was like, man, I love what you're doing. American bikes, pedigree, world champion. Like, let's build bikes together. And so for about 8 months, we were tied together as we were going to do this thing. He did press releases. I was on stage with him. And when it came down to it, let me get my camera back right. His people called it off. They were like, man, there's not enough profit margin in the bikes, and we make way more money selling T-shirts than them. And they're like, if someone wrecks on one of your bikes, they're not going to come after you. They're going to come after Toby Keith. So that went away. They did a pilot for us for a Discovery Channel. They came out to the shop and they shot my wife and I and my crew. And they were trying to get my wife and I to argue with each other and then make up at the end. And we just weren't going to do it. They were like, you have to do that. We're like, man, I'm not naive enough to think that if I get a TV show, it'll last forever. But if I'm portrayed as an asshole on TV, that, so we didn't get that show. But there was some cool stuff.
Yeah, for those of you wondering, what are we talking about? Well, we decided to first of all go live a few minutes in advance because we were in backstage, we're having coffee, just catching up as guys, and he was telling me about some of the early careers of things that he did. And Dar, I remember when he first jumped on board with High Level. I remember one of the in-person events, I want to say one of the Dallas early masterminds, Dar had shared with everybody in the room about his custom bike, stuff. And, it was interesting to see because everyone has a story.
Yeah.
Everyone has a background. Everyone has some sort of a redemption milestone that they get through to be successful, right? Like there's no such thing as overnight success,
Mm.
and everyone has a story. So I always love hearing Darce's story. And I remember when he built this big house after his first launch of SaaS business, and won the awards and built a big recurring subscription model around what he was doing. And we would compare it to the bike business, custom
Yeah.
one time big payments versus recurring small payments, right? Like
Yeah.
these are things.
Check this out. This is me and Usher and oh, what's the guy's name? Adam Levine.
Oh,
I built that bike
wow.
for Usher and took it to him at the
Wow.
Voice when he was on the
Yeah,
Voice.
that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we turned the live on just to say hello. For those of you that are watching, we're gonna go ahead and get started. Give me a one in the
So
chat, or tell me what city and state you are checking in from. We've got a lot to cover. So Dar,
here's me and Toby.
if you, oh yeah, nice.
All right.
If you were to do a quick recap of what we talked about yesterday, walk us through that.
Yeah. The quick recap is this. There's just never been, I know this is like a catchphrase, but it's true. There's never been a better opportunity to get a high level account and to start your own SaaS business. First of all, High Level as a company has just continued to mature as a platform and mature their features and develop features over the last 6 years. I've been a part of it, and I've seen it just go from two-way texting to all the stuff we do now. But when you combine that and the stability of the platform, stability of the leadership, the company, all the stuff, with the opportunity that we have in front of us with AI, it's kind of like being around when the internet came to be, right? Like there's never been a better opportunity than now, or so taking the opportunity of AI combined with the SaaS features that High Level had already built, and then High Level bringing AI into the platform, you've got all these businesses, millions of businesses around the world that absolutely, no question, are going to be using AI sooner or later, just like they use email, just like they have a website, so forth. We can see it happening. It's just a matter of time, but the AI is so good that when someone gets AI, the chance of them turning it off from one vendor and turning it on for you is pretty slim. So the opportunity is to get it right now, to get in first, but there's an adoption curve you have to get over, right? Because people are like, I don't know about that AI. It's going to take over the world. These little business owners are like, I don't know. And the big business owners. And so what we created was personalized, the ability to automate personalized AI demos for prospects, where you, the agency owner, you don't have to build them. The system builds them in like 10 seconds. But it's built on a mini knowledge base of the prospect's business. So the prospect can really experience what it would be like for AI to work in their business. And it's just, it completely changes the game, because they're like, man, I didn't realize it could talk to people about my business, show empathy, book appointments, and so forth. And so that's what we covered yesterday. And I can do it like just a quick recap. It takes like 10 seconds. I can show people if they're just jumping on.
Yeah, one of the fun things about AI and voice AI and conversation AI is that you can scream at it anytime you want. It doesn't get offended.
Right. That's true. That's true. Sometimes I'll test it. Sometimes it'll go, oh, that's a little spicy. It'll, yeah, it's pretty cool.
So yeah, let's do a demo if you don't mind.
Okay.
We talked about personalized demos yesterday, and Dar kind of shared how intricate you can get these things to where it handles a little bit of that sales cycle for you,
Mhm.
and it'll get it to a point where a handshake is probably all that's left, right? So
Yeah.
if you want to share your screen, go right ahead, and I will mute myself because I know we had some feedback yesterday
All right.
while
Okay, great. So here we are on my website, Biz Dominance. Here's where someone can role play with their business. We talked about that yesterday. Let's say a prospect lands on your website, or you're running ads to an opt-in. Let me refresh this. Right? And they go to exit and this pop-up comes on. Alternatively, they could also click a button down here that says, I want to see an example of this on my website, but we'll get their personalized demo in 10 seconds. Now, yesterday we were using this example, 4-Star Fitness. So we'll just stay consistent and use 4-Star Fitness. And actually, you know what, Paulson? I'm going to stop sharing my screen real quick while I put my information because it populates my personal phone number. Sorry about that. I forgot that happens. Let me just put that in there. Dar test. And my best email would be all right. All right, I'll share my screen back again. Okay, so the prospect's putting their information in, they put their website in, consent, and they click launch demo. Now again, they're right on your website, and here it is. Like, we're building your personalized demo right now. And so they're like, oh, let's check this out. Now you can also, like I said, run ads to this. You can run ads to like a mini webinar and then kind of make this the prize at the end. And they put in their information. So right here, it's popping up their personalized demo, right? You can see it says 4-Star Fitness. It pops up their website. They were just on your site. Now they're seeing their website brand, but you've got your brand up here. It checks off all the boxes to help reduce friction. And so we're going to click on this and we're going to chat with voice. And because I used a fake little email, I've got to add a plus to it, but they're not going to have to do that. It's going to autofill. And let's go to it. Hey, Emma, my wife thinks that I've gotten a little bit out of shape and is encouraging me to get back in the gym.
Dar, we're not able to hear you, just so you know.
You can't hear it? I did share audio.
Yeah, you're not sharing your screen at the moment. You were before. You were before.
It said, let me try again.
Yeah. Then share it with sound.
Share window.
And the reason why we're doing this is so you all have an idea of the North Star you're shooting for before you can go prospect with this.
All right. There you go. So the prospect had filled out their information on the form.
Yeah.
And this pops up right in front of them, literally in 10 seconds. So it builds a mini knowledge base of the business, not a full, complete AI, but enough to give them an idea of what it would be like working with their business. We're going to click this. Their email is going to automatically fill, and then they get to experience it. Hey, Emma, I'm a little out of shape these days. It's been a while since I've been in the gym, and I need to get back to it. Actually, yeah, I want all that stuff. I'd like to know, could I try it before I buy it, so to speak? And then do you have people that can kind of help me out along the way, training me?
Yeah, is it me or Dart? We don't hear the bot. We only hear you. So if you want to, when you do share,
Yeah, I'm clicking a little button that says share audio.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
let me see if it is a setting on my
I'll
side.
stop share and I'll wait. I'll share
Mm,
again.
Yeah, we hear you. We don't hear the screen.
Okay.
Let me see here. Default. It was working yesterday, that's for sure. Someone's asking if we're actually live. Well, this is proof that we're actually
We
live.
are live. We are-
Let's
I'm
see.
actually an AI right now of Dar. Dar's out in the garden.
He's building a bike out in the garden. How
He's
about
building a bike.
that? Okay,
Yes.
let's try again.
Okay.
Audio looks like on my side, everything looks okay. If you
Yep.
don't mind, instead of sharing just that tab, maybe you might have to share the window. I don't know.
Yep. I'm sharing the window and I'm clicking it. And it says also share audio. I'm clicking that little button. And yeah.
Let's try again.
Okay. Let's try again. This is what happens for the prospect. It pops up. It loads their site. And we're going to go chat with a voice.
Hi, thanks for calling 4-Star Fitness. My name is Emma. How can I help you?
Hey, Emma, I just became a granddad and I realized that I've also gotten out of shape and I need to be a ripped granddad.
Congratulations on becoming a granddad. That's amazing. And I love the goal of being a ripped granddad. Let's get you started on the right track. Are you looking for personal training or just exploring the gym's amenities?
Well, I'd like to explore and I'd like to try it first. So I don't know if you have any passes.
We sure do. We offer a free day pass for Oklahoma residents to try out the gym. Would you like me to help you set that up?
Well, do you have a gym in Edmond?
Yes, we have 2 locations in Edmond, one at 33rd and Boulevard and another at 178th and Penn. Would either of those work for you?
Yeah, the Boulevard location works great. Hey, one other question for you, Emma. If I bring my granddaughter in, do you have like a kids care area that could watch her while I work out?
Absolutely. We have a kids club at all our locations, including the one on Boulevard. It's a great option for keeping your granddaughter entertained while you focus on your workout.
Great. And you've got someone who can kind of help me get back into the swing of things?
Definitely. All our locations have certified personal trainers who can help you get back on track and crush those fitness goals. Would you like me to note that you're interested in personal training too?
That sounds great. Hey, Emma, I've got to go for now. I'll call you back.
Got it? Congratulations again on becoming a granddad. Feel free to call back anytime. Have a great morning.
Now, how about that? The prospect talks to his own business. It made it in seconds and it was empathetic. Do you think that the 20-something-year-old behind the counter who picks that up is going to be that delightful, that empathetic? And then at the end, oh, and by the way, congrats again. I don't think so. And people have this notion that AI is robotic and this and that. I could have talked to Emma there for a little while.
Yeah. And Dart, how much money can we make off of something like this in the local world, in the local business?
Man, I think there's a sweet spot depending on the niche and the problem it solves. In other words, how many customers and prospects it can help that business maximize engagement, turn into customers that not right now, as well as time it saves for them. So I think on the low end, $397 a month to $797 a month. But I know businesses that are charging more, but if we're kind of looking like a median range, I think $397 to $797 is a good number.
Got it. Okay, cool. Awesome. So we got a good demo of what we covered yesterday. Let's get into all the content you have planned for today. I know towards the end of today's call, we want to do a rapid fire Q&A as well. So
Okay.
let's get right into the slides you have for today and all the things that we want to teach for today.
You know what? I'm going to do it. I'm no slides for today because I
Okay.
realized yesterday, like forcing the slides, that wasn't authentic to me, just doing my thing. So I'm just going to share what
Let's
we're
do it.
doing in real world. Here we go.
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm still sharing?
Oh, no, you're not sharing yet. I had stopped. So if you want to reshare, sorry about that.
Great. No worries. All right. And then Paulson, you interrupt me at any time. I'm not gonna turn the audio on this time. That way we don't have
Yes.
feedback.
Yes.
And then you just saw me at any time for anything.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So the prospect was on here, right? They booked a call with you to learn more, or maybe they just said, let's go, and went to your pricing page and it says, let's go. But generally you're going to talk to them first. And, but once you talk to them and essentially like, can you see any reason why you wouldn't do this? Then they say, yeah, okay, great. And they're going to click get started. Once they click get started, they're going to fill in the information. And once they fill in their information, well, what happens next? We learned a lot of lessons with Chirodominance, which was the SaaS company that I had for the chiropractic niche, and we served several hundred clients. A lot of lessons learned along the way that have been applied, of course, when we had that business, but also the things that I teach other agencies. The first thing is people work so hard to get the customer that then once they get the customer, they kind of forget about them. And it's not that they forget about them. And I did this, you would get the customer and then you would get to work doing this stuff and you wouldn't communicate much with the client. And the client's like, well, are they doing anything? Well, what's going on? I signed up a couple of days ago. I haven't heard from them. That's where a lot of agencies make a big mistake, is they don't communicate enough because, there's buyer's remorse. People get signed up with you. They're excited. If they don't hear from you and they start getting cold feet within the first, I don't know what the number is. It's like 24, 48 hours. They start, buyer's remorse starts sitting in. Did I make the right decision? Did I need to spend the $2,000 setup fee and $700 a month? And so I learned a little bit later in the game that I should have been communicating better with my clients. Then as we got 100, 150 clients, I also learned it's really tough to cover all of those bases and manually communicate with all those clients in a real efficient manner. Now, when you take that and you combine it with, there are things that you have to set up for people. So I'm going to show you how to onboard a client. If you want to do it yourself in your agency, there's also an alternative to, like, maybe you're like, I just want to do the sales and I want to turn it over to someone else. If that's the case, get a company like HL Pro Tools that'll do a great job onboarding your clients for you, and then you can focus on the sales. But for the people who want to do it yourself internally, I created kind of it's simple on the surface system. There's complications behind that makes it all work. But again, going back to Chirodominance, we did a lot of things for our clients. And so we would webhook out from HighLevel out to ClickUp. We had all these tasks and all these different things that we would do to keep up with all the clients. And it's a lot of work. And so I thought, well, how can we simplify that, especially around the AI offer in HighLevel? So one, agency owners can communicate really efficiently with their customers and know where they're at any stage in the process, so you don't drop the ball and you reinforce yourself as the amazing company, authority, and AI that they signed up with. So as a reminder, I'm in the wrong snapshot. So this is where we were yesterday, the agency launch snapshot, right? That's the website, that's the onboard, the sales and all that. And there's just one pipeline there. That's the leads and sales. The next snapshot is like the back end agency. And that's right here, the SaaS Agency Pro. And as you'll see, the pipelines on here start at 2, right? And so the 2 kind of puzzle together. So we've got the new customer overview, features, fulfillments, and check-ins. So let's say Joe Bang, Joe's our example today. Joe just signed up as a customer, right? They clicked the button here, they signed up. And when they signed up, just to kind of show you what happens behind the scenes, Joe signs up, all these automations work together. And we're looking to see what plan did he sign up for? Was it the Pro, Premium, or Elite, monthly, or annual plan? And based on whatever plan they signed up for, then we're going to identify that plan and load up the pipeline with the features relative to the plan you've sold, right? So the pipeline gets loaded up, they get tagged appropriately, contracts get sent, welcome email gets sent to Joe. Hey, welcome to Biz Dominance. We're thrilled to have you. You just took a smart step and leaving leads on stop leaving leads on the table. Next step, watch this short welcome video, et cetera, et cetera. So there's onboarding. And then we're telling them to book a call. They need to book their call, right? Book your onboarding call here. And we've got reminders leading up to that to book the call. So Joe is a good business owner. He's excited. This automatically comes into this first stage of the pipeline when they join. But then Joe gets his automation. He clicks the link and he books his onboarding call. Now, let's say that Joe doesn't show up for the onboarding call. Something happens. All you do is you simply drag this to onboarding no-show. He gets a series of reminders that says, hey, Joe, sorry, that we missed you for your call. Here's a link to reschedule. Because the idea is you want to get him on as quickly as possible. But then you have your onboarding with Joe and go over all the things that you need from Joe. And you drag this to set up all features. What happens there is, now this particular pipeline is like the overview, as it says, new customer overview. But then you have to set up their features, right? The features that you've sold to them. So we're going to go to features fulfillment. Now, Joe, in this example, bought our top tier plan. So he's going to get everything. AI voice, AI chat, AI reviews, so forth. And so what happens is a card loads up in every one of these features. Most people see pipelines as sequential, where they move from one stage to the next. But you can also set up pipelines to where they can have a card in every one of the pipelines. And this way, it gives you, the agency owner, a nice visual on, okay, what are the things I have to set up, right? Like we can look at Steve Jones here, who's someone who's come in already, and we've taken care of most other things, but we still have to set up Steve's review response. We still have to set up Steve's web chat, but we've already done their AI voice and AI chat, right? So let's say for Joe, we've got to set these things up. So we set up Joe's voice. Once we do that, we're going to drag that down to 1. What it does is a couple of things. It removes them from this pipeline. So now we just have a visual and we're like, we know we don't need to do that because it's already been done. But the cool thing is it sends an email automatically to Joe that says, hey, we just set up your AI voice. Go test it out. Here's the thing, so on and so forth, right? And then we'll continue to set up Joe's stuff. We'll do his AI reviews. We're going to drag that to 1 after we've set it up. And I'll show you an example of what it sends out. All right, so we've got our onboarding stuff. Now we go to our fulfillment workflows, AI. Well, let's just go to the AI reviews. Right, so we drag it to 1. And, it sends him an email. It says, hey, Joe, your reviews with AI response is fully active. This means that every new Google review you receive will be automatically replied to by AI with a thoughtful, professional response tailored to the review's tone and content. This helps you show future customers you care and engage, build trust through timely, high-quality responses, maintain strong online reputation. Bonus, a review QR code, blah, 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 right? And so we have an email tailored for every specific feature that you sign up for them. So as you're setting up features for the customer, the new customer, they're getting notified each time you set them up. They're going to email, hey, this is set up. Hey, this is set up. Hey, this is how it works. And try it. And you are reinforcing to them like, yeah, this company's amazing. I signed up for them and they're staying in touch with me. They're setting up all the things. And it's a pretty cool experience, right? So we're going to drag all the Joe's stuff to 1, right? We've set up their web chat. It's going to send them an email about their web chat. I'm not going to do all of them, but you get the idea. Now, once that is done, you've set everything up for Joe. Now you're going to drag Joe from set up all features to all features have been set up. Then again, automated, it's going to send Joe an email. This is, hey, Joe, we got everything all set up for you. Now it's time to have another Zoom call so we can cover all the features, make sure you understand how to use them all, answer any questions for you to make sure that you are using this effectively in your business. You have any questions at the moment, Paulson, before I just keep going?
I think it's better to just let you kind of just be in the flow and keep going, because I think people are loving it. And unless If there's any specific questions that's coming up, I'll let you know. I'm gonna stay off of camera, but I
Okay.
hear you in the audio
All
because
right.
I'm just blocking your screen a little bit. So, yeah.
Great. Okay. So we let Joe know all features have been set up. And again, all these emails are automated. They're just sending out. You're simply dragging a card across the pipeline. Joe gets the email. He books his second onboarding call, which is going to automatically move him right here. Now, once you have the second onboarding call, here's where we like to do a surprise and delight. Learned this from my buddy, Matt Decino. Thank you, Matt, for surprise and delight. When I did work for the chiropractors, we set up their reviews for them, but we would also do a bulk review campaign. And each time we did a bulk review campaign, depending on various situation, how, the size of the list, of the existing customer list, whether the business was actually a good business or not, and people like them, so forth. We would send out a bulk review campaign, and we would get chiropractors 10, 15, 20, several in the 40s and 50s, and even a few chiropractors, we got them like 70 plus reviews over the course of a week from people who they already had on the list, people who would already want to give them a review, but were just never asked. Or maybe they were asked, but at the time they were asked, that maybe they were driving their car, they were busy with their family and so forth. And so a nice little surprise and delight for the customer is when you're on this second onboarding call and you're going over all the stuff and you're getting them excited, say, hey, by the way, if you give me a list of your customers, we're going to run a review campaign for you because there are people out there that want to give you reviews, and this is going to help your reputation. And so like, okay, so you've had your call with them. Everything's good. You get the list, and now you drag this over here to bulk review campaign setup. Now, if you look on my pricing page, well, there's nothing on here about we're going to do a bulk review campaign for you, right? This is a surprise and delight. This is another thing that just makes the customer be like, man, these people are great. And so you set up their bulk review campaign, and they're automations that schedule a task for your team inside to go set up their bulk review campaign. And then it waits in that automation for a week. And after a week, it sends another notification to you internally in your team to say, hey, go to Joe's Google Business page and count up the number of new reviews they've got in the last week. And so you go count them up, and then you come over here to, actually, we'll go into Joe's contact.
As you're pulling that up, Dar, I have a question for you that I think it's worth addressing. How come you're not charging for the reviews, or why is it a surprise and delight? Is it not something we can monetize, or do you want to, what's the philosophy behind the extra delivery essentially?
Yeah, so that's a great question, and there's no right or wrong answer. You absolutely can charge for it. You can say, hey, we do this for people. It gets you X number of reviews. It helps your reputation, so forth. We usually charge $1,000 for it, but we're excited to help you out as a new customer. We'll only charge you $500. You can do that. You can do the same thing with a database reactivation and so forth. For me, I mean, I'm looking at long-term for the customer. I want to just keep that retention, excitement as long. So I'm willing to give it away for free, but to put a surprise and delight in there. But again, there's no right or wrong answer. But yeah, and I'm also going to kind of pull this back together. So if I come down here and I want to
the one thing I don't recommend people doing is starting another, like a second trial on top of it. Either give it away for free or just charge.
That's right.
It doesn't make sense to be like, let me give this to you for 60 days and I'll come back and reclose you on another deal.
Right. And so here's what happens. We have this template. Once your team has, or you or your team, whoever's doing it, gets the notification a week later to go count the reviews, you're going to count the reviews, and then you're going to pull up in the contact card to send the email. Now, this is a little bit automated, a little bit manual, but worth it. And you're going to pull up this snippet that's already written. It says, hey, contact name, right? So, hey, Joe, Your Google reviews are in, and wow, you just got whatever the number is, let's say 27. You just got 27 new reviews from last week's campaign. That's 27 more happy customers sharing why they choose you and why others should too. Our team loved helping you drive this kind of impact. The reviews just don't look good. They help you boost your visibility, credibility, and search rankings. Want to return the favor? You see that? See what we did? Want to return the favor?
Yeah.
If you're enjoying the results so far, we'd be honored if you left us a quick review. It really helps us grow and serve more awesome customers like yours. Now, up to this point, you've automated all your onboarding. Each time you set something up, they're getting an email saying, this is set up, and this is set up, and this is set up. You're right. You have already laid the foundation of, they're like, wow, this is great. And now you just got them reviews that they didn't expect, surprise and delight. What kind of a person is going to be like, no, I'm not going to leave you a review, right? You just really increased your chances as an agency to get a testimonial from them, right? They'll feel like an ass if they don't, right? I'd be like, oh, okay. So I'm going to click the button and like, oh, leave us a review. Thanks again for trusting us. We're just getting started. If you need anything, just reply to this email, right? And so this is a quid pro quo where you've done a surprise and delight. You've delivered 7-star service all the way up to this point, and you're just getting started with them. And it's a really easy way to get testimonials from your clients.
Dar, you addressed something that's so fascinating to me. For some reason, marketing companies and professionals and agency owners don't do a good job marketing themselves.
Oh, right? You're so right. Me included. Yeah. For sure.
Us included as well. We just now turned the corner around all marketing things in general. But it's one of those things, you focus on fulfillment of your customers and you don't focus on your own stuff. And you're always constantly onboarding a new customer as well. So it just gets to the back burner, and then you look up, it's been 5 years since you started the agency, you know?
Right. You're right. We had customers for Chiro Dominance that I didn't talk to for a couple of years. They just kept paying every month. And sometimes that would come back to bite us. Sometimes they'd be like, oh, everything's working great. But I never checked in on them. And then some people, they would, move to another service. And I'd be like, they're like, but we never hear from you. I'm like, oh, when you have a few hundred customers, it does get hard. I can only imagine HighLevel. You have 100,000 customers. So, all right. So I'm going to go on to the next part, right? You've gotten your video testimonial. Now the job is not done. The job is not done. Now we've got customer check-ins, right? So here's what happens. 1 week after onboarding. So 1 week after onboarding, and this all is automated. After you've had that second onboarding call and you drug the card to get the review, it automatically puts them in a 7-day wait step for here. So a week after onboarding, then let's see, fulfillment and check-ins, back, customer check-ins. So we've got post-onboarding check-ins and then just a full year of onboarding check-ins. So what happens is they come in here and 7 days later, the pipeline moves and then they get an email. How's your AI employee settling in? Hey, Joe, I hope this message finds you doing well. It's been about a week since we introduced Biz Dominance, or your agency, and your new AI employee to your business. How's everything going so far? Have you had a chance to explore how, and you can put the agent's name in there if you want, how Ava is handling calls, booking appointments, and texting services for you. Here are a couple of quick tips, blah, 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 right? And then we wait 7 days, we do it again, different email each time. Like, hey, it's been 2 weeks. Here's 2 tips to supercharge your thing. Hey, it's been 3 weeks. And so what happens is the second week, like, this automatically moves here. You as an agency owner don't do a thing. It just automatically moves. So you can come in here at any time and see like where Joe is in the process. Oh, Joe's been with us for 2 weeks already, or 2 weeks after onboarding. The third week, another email to Joe. Hey, Joe, it's been about 3 weeks since your onboarding. How's everything going? If you need us, here's where you get help and support. From that point, then it actually transitions to days since purchase, right? And if you time it just right on when the customer onboards, you set up their stuff for them in a week, and they're booking all the calls right, and it kind of works out, good where there's some space in here. And then at 45 days, It's like, hey, Joe, can you believe you've been with us for 45 days? How's your AI employee settling in? Do you have any questions and so forth? And so then we have an entire year of, it's been 60 days, 90 days, 120 days, a whole year of follow-up for Joe, where you're busy running your business, but the system is touching base with the customer, helping you stay top of mind, delivering value, upselling if you need it, and so forth. And so that, again, was just something that I had to learn with Cairo Dominance because I didn't do it well. I'm like, I have this automation. I mean, it took me way too long to figure out I needed to do this. But, luckily, when you run a business for a few years, you learn those things. And
So
yeah.
the benefit of running one offer or one type of offer is something like this, right? Because you can't do these 30-day, 60-day, 120-day check-ins if you're offering so many different services all at once, like let's say Facebook ads and SEO and website management,
Right.
then a little bit of SaaS. And
Yeah.
then you're having these random automated messages, like it might throw off the relationship a little bit. So just be mindful of what is the exact offer that you have promised. And according to that, the level of relationship matters. If you are if you've promised them 5 different things, well, it's going to require a lot more check-ins on how
Yeah.
things are going versus a review management software.
Yeah, absolutely. And the cool thing is, you can, it's always changeable. Like the structure that we've put in place that I give to my students, I'm like, I've written this out as a place for you to start, but you go in and, you tune it to what makes sense for your business. Don't make yours be a exact copy of my business. Do what makes sense, the way you talk to your customers.
Love it. What else?
And that's it. I mean, the in a quick snapshot, no pun, but pun. I want to give people the best opportunity to succeed, and for that, you have to sell customers. You have to get clients, and AI is the great opportunity right now, but it's also the great challenge because of adoption. So I want to give people the best possible chance where the customer can have that epiphany of like, oh, I didn't realize it could do this. And a personalized AI demo, we're calling these digital donuts. And so you're delivering value. They book a call with you. They end up becoming a customer. And then through the process of onboarding them, you're using these onboardings to help you stay on track of delivering for them, but also communicating to them in a real efficient way through the process and then after the process.
Yeah.
And then you just get 1, 2, 3 clients a week and it compounds and, next thing you know, you got a few of these.
Absolutely. Those are a lot of blood, sweat, and tears behind those. That's for
Mm.
sure. So let me do a temperature check of the room right now. How many of you have less than 10 customers? Give me the numbers 10 in the comments if you have less than 10 customers. If you have more than that, just simply tell us you have more than 10 customers. And the reason why I'm asking is I'm curious of like how split up the room is today of what at what chapter of your agency or business you're in, because Dar is someone that went through an exit of a SaaS that was built on top of HighLevel, and this wasn't part of the agenda, but I'm going to ask Dar some of the lessons that he learned in having that exit under his belt at this point. So a lot of you are saying less than 10. Aaron says more, Bill says more. Couple of you say I have more than 10 customers. So
That's great.
Dar, I mean, I remember the early stages of one of the early beginning chapters of Cairo Dominance that ended
Yeah.
up, you ended up exiting or selling, and like walk us through that and what are some of the big lessons you've learned from launching your own SaaS built on top of HighLevel essentially. I know there were so many different things that you guys went through. I mean, there were some dark moments in there I'm aware of. There are great moments in there that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Um, But I think to be fair to everyone here, like I'm like, feel free to share the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, the good, bad, and ugly. First of all, you can sell a business on HighLevel. You can get it acquired. If you're like, well, it's HighLevel software, and it's like this happens all the time. There are companies that before before HighLevel came along, which is the best, they would build their SaaS platform on like
Top of it, yeah.
Salesforce or whatever, and then sell it. And there,
Well,
I'm not.
they even go IPO built on top of.
Yeah. So you can do it. The main thing is to structure it with intention, and just not like willy nilly, like this is a side hustle. When I started my business in HighLevel, I didn't start in the Cairo business. I had Prolific Entrepreneurs, and
Yes.
that was. And once we got 5, 10, 15 chiropractic customers, I'm like, okay, we need to make this intentionally its own separate account. So then I had 2 HighLevel accounts that I ran side by side. I had Prolific Entrepreneurs,
These
which
are white labels.
Yep, both, right? So, I had 2 SaaS Pro accounts, spending $1,000 a month, which well worth it, because I had Prolific SaaS over here, and inside Prolific SaaS, I have Biz Dominance and other customers from horizontal niches, and then I had my HighLevel account that served only chiropractors, and so I just knew. Crazy enough, I didn't believe it, but I wanted to just put myself in the right position. So I never thought I could sell it, but I was like, I'm just going to like do the right things. And so we built the business intentional for chiropractors, got it HIPAA compliant, did all the stuff, kept all the books separate for the 2 different businesses. And then when the opportunity came about to sell the business, it was like, okay, tied up in a bow, here you go. Here's the account, the HighLevel account. Here's all the books, the documents, the bank account, everything, the Stripe account, all separate from the other. And that paid off. Also, you have to be, a company's going to buy your company. They're going to they did due diligence on us for over 6 months, going back 3 years, looking at churn rate and this, that, and the other. Like it was very invasive. I was like, oh man, I had no idea. But luckily we had our stuff together.
Yeah, this is like when Discovery Channel comes in and asks you to argue with your wife in a
That's
different
right.
way.
Yeah.
But they want to know what kind of arguments happened in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's incredible that you are someone that exited off of something that you built on top of HighLevel. We're starting to see this as a common thing across the community. We're hearing stories. There, a lot of the due diligence comes our way where people have to verify the parent company. Is HighLevel a legit thing?
Mhm.
So we see some of the remnants of it here and there. What are some thoughts that you can share with folks that are starting out? I know we talked to the folks that have more than 10 plus, customers, but what about the folks that are just starting out? They have 1 or 2 customers, and you talk about a couple of hundred customers. That just seems so far away, Dar.
Man, you know what? As you're talking, it made me think of something. If I could share my screen again, this will really
Go for
bring
it.
it home for people. So this is in my community. I have something called the SaaS Revenue Goal Setting Calculator, and I have to give credit to one of our. I used to have this. I would give people like, okay, if you sell this many per month, or you sell this many plans, here's how it can build. Just to kind of. So many people just look at today, this month or next month, like, oh, I got to pay my HighLevel bill. Oh, like you don't look at it like that. You're starting a business. What does that business look like in 6 months when you do the actions consistently? What does it look like in a year? I tell people who are like, oh, I got to sign up, but if I can't make the HighLevel, if I don't sell someone next month, I'm going to have to cancel. Then I just don't even start. Don't even start, because that's not the right attitude. You're starting a business. And so credit to Dale Finney, because he took my my calculator and went deep in it. And now so many people get the benefit. So I'm going to share and show you, because this helps kind of bring it to life for people. So first of all, let's say whatever your annual goal is, Let's say
And
you want to make.
we're not implying you're gonna go make a bunch of money, just so you know.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, this is just. I'm not implying that. You got to work for it, right? But let's say you want to make. I'll just show you as you change this number, whatever your goal is. Let's say you just want to make an extra 50 grand a year. This number changes, shows you how much it is per month. Let's say you want to make an extra 150 grand a year, right? Then this changes and shows you, well, what does that equate to per month? Let's keep it simple. Let's say 100 grand a year. Is that 100? There we go. All right, 8,300 on. Now, this shows you how you can get there. It just kind of gives you an idea. You can put things in the. So let's say you have an AI employee offer, and you're going to do a one-time setup of $1,000, and you're going to charge middle of the road $597. Well, I'm going to tell you, you need to get a goal of getting 1 a week, right? If you're doing the prospecting the way I showed you to do the prospecting, you can easily do 10 a day. 10 a day is 50 a week. It's 200 a month. You can get 1 a week. I'm not saying you can, but you should if you're doing the work. So what does that equate to? $1,000 setup for a month, that's $4 grand. $597 for a month, that's $2,300. It's not bad. You're at $6 grand, right? We're going to skip all this down here because we don't have time to get it into all that. But here's how recurring revenue compounds. So the first month you have $2,300 in your recurring revenue, right? Your setup fee is down here, $4 grand. But second month, like you keep doing a thing, you get 1 customer a week because you're doing the work. Now you've got your first month, $2,300, plus your second month, $2,300. Plus you've gotten $8,000 in setup fees so far. And your second month, because of your recurring first month and your new customers and the $4 grand you just got for setup, month 2, you're at $8 grand, right? Month 3, you stay at it. You're at 7,000 in recurring, but you're also 7,000 plus the 4,000 in new setup fees. Now you're at 11,000, month 3. And, you can just see, even if you don't do any setup fees and you just do your monthly, right? Look how this builds. This is consistency. This is monthly recurring. So you're at 28 grand a month. Now, there are all kinds of variables. You're going to lose some clients along the way, but also you're going to get better. You're going to get better than just getting 1 client a week. Maybe you're getting 2 clients a week. So, right? What does this look like? Well, before I even change it, if you stick with that for a year, how many people go to college for 4 years? 4 years and get out making 40 grand, 50 grand. You do this for 4 years and you really treat it like in business with intention. All the stuff that you're going to learn and get good at. Look at that. This is just math. It's 114,000 in monthly recurring revenue. You're going to have lost some customers, but you're also going to get customers. So you can see if you're like, you know what? We're actually doubling that. We're getting 8 customers a month, right? What does that look like? Look how that number and it all, fills and so forth. Also, in case you're like, Dar, we have expenses too. I know you do, right? So we're going to, down here, you can add in your expenses, like your HighLevel account, some phones, whatever. If you got a VA, you can play with those expenses, and that's going to take into account right here. So it's going to take your monthly, revenue minus your expense, and then give you your projected monthly profit as well as a cumulative profit tracker. So I give this to my students and tell them, this is your big picture. Revisit it at least quarterly, right? Readjust your numbers, get back on track so you can see what can happen. Because if you just do the work, the weekly work, it compounds. Hey, thanks for letting me share that, Paulson.
I love it. Robin Alex, our co-founder, we would share this similar sheet. I think we called it the ideas to 7 figures or something. And we would just kind of like same thing, like just kind of share with people the benefit of compounding the recurring over time. And even if you had, so in the world of SaaS, like a 2 to 3% churn is acceptable for traditional SaaS. But what we're doing is not traditional SaaS. What we're doing here is marketing SaaS, meaning you're providing marketing services on top of regular SaaS, right? So your churn's going to be a little bit more higher, and that's okay, because you should never be close to traditional marketing churn, which is like 60%.
Yeah.
right? As soon as Facebook leads don't work, your client's canceling, right? Which is why we took marketing agencies and taught them quite at scale how to function like a traditional SaaS company,
Yeah.
which launched the whole world of SaaSpreneurship on HighLevel, right? Um, Dar, if you are down for it, I know we're at time here. Let's do some Q&A with folks that are in the audience, and I know there's a couple of hundred people here still watching us chat away. So for those of you that have questions, type in the letter Q or the word question so I can pick out the questions here, and we'll go from there. Let's see here.
While you're picking those out, again,
Yeah.
shout out to Rob and Alex, who in the beginning, like we talked about yesterday, I was a tech caveman. I didn't know what I was doing. I was trying to do marketing service lead gen for people. I wasn't very good at it. I had churn, and it was Robin who said, you should do SaaS. And I'm like, what is SaaS? He was like, this is what it is. It's like a utility bill. You charge less, but they can't turn it off, and they less likely to turn it off because you're, delivering more value than. And I'm like, oh, light bulb went on. This was before HighLevel even had a SaaS.
Yeah, we didn't even have a SaaS configurator. This
No.
is people were just reselling sub accounts and managing their own billing, and we were like, we've got to make this easier for everybody, and a whole new world in the world of marketing started.
Robin's the best. Also, my first event, which was in Dallas with chiropractors, Robin was like, come on down, we'll have lunch. By the way, don't think you can just go to Dallas and have lunch with Robin. This was a few years ago, before Robin was a global entrepreneur superstar. And he was like, come on down. And we were talking about the event. And he was like, so what are you doing? And what's your plan? And like, oh, here's what I'm offering. And he goes, what about an annual plan? I'm like, what do you mean? He goes, well, you need to have an annual plan. And I said, well, how do I do that? And he said, well, just like give them a month free or 2 months free. But if they sign up for an annual plan right there on the weekend, you'll get more cash for your business. And so this was on a Friday. I went back to the hotel Friday night, worked up an annual plan, went to the event, and sold $62,000 or $64,000 in cash collected that weekend, just because of that one tweak. Again, huge thanks to Rob and Alex and his instinct.
Absolutely. We're all grateful for him. So there's a bunch of questions that came in. So let's talk about the resources and things that are part of the workshop. So just housekeeping wise. So if you don't have HighLevel and you're watching this and you're on the fence, right now is a perfect time to jump into HighLevel, because right now we have the Summer of AI promotions that are happening, and you want to sign up under Dar, so he gives you access to his community, his resources. And if you are an existing customer, let's say you're on 97, you want to upgrade to 297 under Dar, so you get access to his community. Or if you're already on 297, upgrade to 497, and Dar will give you access. So what he's offering today, from what I understand, is upgrades will give access to your community, right, Dar?
Yeah.
And then brand new people could get access, just as we talked about.
Yeah. So just for clarity, because I have a bunch of stuff, if you upgrade to Pro, honestly, I think you should, because it's a minimal expense for a business. You get everything. Not only do you get everything, but we install your DemoDrop system for you. So the automations I showed yesterday, there's a personalized AI demo. If you upgrade to Pro, we install that for you, and you get access into the bootcamp. So you get the whole system, we install it, and you get access into my bootcamp. If you are new and you get agency or Pro, then same thing, you get access to it. Maybe we'll install it for you for agency, but typically we do Pro. But if you're a starter plan, I just want to be honest with the starter people. If you're on a starter plan, and I understand what it was like, things were tight for me early on, but when you're a starter plan, like typically that's just you and your business. You're not positioning yourself to resell to other people. So there's no reason for you to have the automated demo prospecting, because you only have your own sub account and one other one, or two other ones. So you're not positioning yourself to go sell more. So when you're serious about that and you do an agency or Pro plan where you can create multiple sub accounts, That's when you get my prospecting system. And then on the back side, by the way, what I've all mentioned, this is all for your free trial. Well, when you're free trial, you get the stuff. Once you're paid, we install it for you and get the boot camp. Once you become a paid member, for sure, under us, then you get the agency backend. So all the stuff I showed today, right? Because that's chapter 7. You don't need to worry about chapter 7 when you don't have any customers yet. So we're going to get you getting customers first, establish your website, your prospecting system. You getting customers, and about the time your HighLevel account, you have to pay for your HighLevel account. We're going to give you the Agency Pro snapshot so you can do all the automated onboarding on the back end. So there you go.
Perfect. All right. So I see a bunch of questions on snapshot related stuff and resources. Is there any way people can access that revenue calculator sheet with?
You know what? Let me, I will.
If we're able to make that accessible.
I'll give it to you now.
Okay. Awesome.
And then let me see. There's a way to do it where you can make a copy, and I forget you had to like put the word copy after. Is it after the question mark? Someone told me how to do this before.
Keep laughing in my mind that you said you're a tech caveman. Well, I remember that.
I mean, I still am right now. How do you make a copy of this? All right. All right. While you're doing that,
we'll make the revenue sheet available for everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. So
what I don't want is someone to get in there and like start playing around and mess it up for everyone.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, I think you have to go into access commentator mode instead of admin access or editor access. So we can figure that out after, Dar, if you want to. Let's go with the first.
I did
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay, I'm gonna drop it. You want me to just drop it in chat, or you want to?
Yeah, if you want to drop it in the chat, our team can take it and just share it or put it into the Google Drive link for the workshop. We'll make it available.
Okay.
So first question here, outside of Snap. So just so you all know, I ignored a lot of the snapshot access questions. We just explained all of that as part of the workshop. You'll get access to it. As long as you're signing up for a new HighLevel account or you're upgrading. That's the condition that Dar has requested. Because in reality, there's thousands of people that are wanting to get into Dar's community. So he wants to be fair to all the people that already paid thousands of dollars to get access, right? So that's
also just one bit of like housekeeping that's important, because we see this a lot. Don't try to cheat the system. If you already have a HighLevel account, because we spend so much time every day, and I appreciate that people see the value that we give people, but people were like, I signed up as a new starter plan or whatever, a new account, and they expect to get my stuff. But there's due diligence that happens behind the scenes that HighLevel does to make sure you are eligible. If you're already under someone else and you're not eligible to upgrade under me, like there are other ways to get access to the stuff. So just do yourself a favor and don't get a new account if you already have a new account, because look, we're gonna, just save ourselves both some time. So
we're able to qualify all the trials and see which ones are essentially not real.
Yeah.
So okay, Roy's asking, is your onboarding / fulfillment pipeline done manually? Is it a manual feature by feature completion? I don't follow that question well. I think that what they're asking is if your onboarding is managed automatically.
Well, parts of it are automated, parts of it are manual. So as I was showing that pipeline, and you're seeing the things that you need to, the fulfillment part of it, like to set up their AI voice, set up their AI chat, and so forth. Once, that's there to let you know, okay, we've got to go set up their AI voice. And so you go to their sub account, you set up their AI voice. Once you have set up that AI voice, you go back to the features fulfillment pipeline, and you manually drag that card to one, and and that sends, and then there's an automated component that happens, and then it automatically sends the email to the prospect. They're just parts of it that are manual, but they're the most minimal manual thing is possible, like just dragging a contact card.
Yeah.
But when someone like books an appointment, books their onboarding, it moves them automatically. There are things like that.
Yeah, we've got someone saying or making a comment here saying seems that most businesses are scared to scale. Um,
I get that.
well, that's part of the journey. It's not
Yeah.
sometimes it's not the destination, it's the process.
I think they're
Uh,
scared because they don't want to mess up. And they're like, man, if I get more customers, how can I handle them? And I don't want to mess up because they have good intentions. But the reality is you're going to mess up. It's just a part of it. I mess up still today. In order to get customers, you have to lose customers. That's kind of something I tell people. Like, you get your first few customers, you're going to stub your toe along the way and make a mistake. You're going to lose a customer. But you've gotten that experience of getting a customer, and the thing you did wrong, you learn from that to get it. Like, just a part of the process.
Absolutely. We've got someone saying, I have a design background. I have no idea about coding. Can I still start a SaaS?
Yeah. That's more than I had. I was building custom motorcycles. For
Yep,
sure.
absolutely. Someone's asking, how much of an investment do you suggest to start something like this, and how much to sustain it?
Oh, man. Great question. Let me start by, sorry, I'm a little fidgety. When I had the motorcycle company, or any real business, these are real businesses, but this is like hocus pocus, it feels like, because it's so amazing,
Online.
this business model. For the motorcycle company, had to write a business plan, had to take that business plan to the bank, had to use my house as collateral to get a loan, a few $100,000 loan, to then go lease a building for a 2-year lease, buy equipment, get employees, parts, tools before we ever sold, and sell a motorcycle, build a motorcycle before we ever, right? Hundreds of thousands of dollars and tied up in line. When HighLevel's like, yeah, it's $500 a month. People are like, oh, I don't know. I got should I do the 297 plan? No, do the $500 a month, because it's only $500 a month, right? So there's like, right? That's like, come on now. But in reality, like, some people have to, I started out using another funnel software before I found HighLevel 7 years ago. I started on their 97 plan then I came to HighLevel. I got the 297 plan. As soon as SaaS configurator came around, I got to the 497 plan. So I ratcheted up myself. But looking back, like, it just makes sense to position yourself where you have the SaaS configurator, where you have the rebilling. It's like, it's the core of your business. So I would do that. Also, and I would just know that you're going to stick with it for a year, because if you stick with it for a year, you've mentally positioned yourself that things are going to happen. You're going to get challenges, mistakes are going to happen. You're going to get knocked down. You're going to learn something. You're going to lose a customer. You're going to get back up. You're going to go through that cycle. If you're just thinking month to month, when something happens, you're more apt to jump ship and rob yourself of the potential of what could happen. So, $100. I mean, I'm sorry. For me, it's the 497 for HighLevel. And as an agency, I have the AI Unlimited. Now, you don't have to give your customers AI Unlimited right off the bat. You can start them on a per usage. And look, if you need to work into it, you could go 297, but still get yourself AI Unlimited. That way, you're not limited at all on any of the AI stuff you have to do, testing and all that. And then, whatever your Twilio charges and stuff are going to be. So 500, 600, 700 ish is a range that, like, you're setting yourself. Those are my business expenses, and
Yeah, and then for also remote team members, you don't have to have somebody full-time out the gate. You can
Right.
start somebody small and work their way up into a regular schedule as well.
And you just get one customer, or two, like, you're covering your right. And so that's the other beauty part of it. You're back to even pretty quick. And maybe it takes you 2 months to get a customer, because you're learning the ropes. You're installing my stuff or someone else's stuff. Give yourself that runway, because once you get one customer, number 2 is easier. Number 3 is easier, right? So there you go.
Yeah, I see a few questions that are the exact same, which is, Dar, what if I have already upgraded to the 497 plan and I'm already on Pro through someone else? How can I get access to it? Is there what
Yeah.
is your suggestion if somebody's already on the 497? There's about 6, 7 people that are saying that.
Yeah. So, I do sell it. I didn't want to come on and promote selling anything because I just wanted to deliver value. But
Can they jump on a call with you at least and see if it makes sense?
they can go to my website and I'll put the bootcamp link live on my website and the DemoDrop system because we do sell it. But the reason I give it away to affiliates is here's, people are like, it can't be worth that much. Why are you giving it? You're giving it away for free, or it can't be worth that much if you're giving it away free. I really struggled for the longest time to give this away, but I also struggled to have affiliates stick with me when my focus was on my agency for the most part, and I would ignore my affiliates, not on purpose, but I was just busy doing their stuff. I realized that if I give them the best possible chance to be successful, then our success is tied together, right? I'm only successful if they're successful. If they don't get customers and they don't fulfill for them and they cancel their HighLevel account, no one wins. They lose, I lose. So that's why I give it away for affiliates. I know I kind of went down a rabbit hole, but if you want to purchase it, it's available.
Okay, awesome. And there's people asking, should I downgrade to re-upgrade? Well, you're
No.
just giving yourself a lot of work. Plus, in our system, you'll go back to essentially the same upgrade in our system. It doesn't reapply to a new affiliate essentially.
Right.
But either way, Dar, I appreciate your time. What are some final thoughts that you want to kind of leave us with as we kind of close out day 2?
My final thoughts are this. This is an incredible business model, an incredible company. The founders just have stayed true since day one, I didn't know them day one, but I knew them close. I came on in 2020. They've always been genuine. They've led with compassion and vision, and it just continues today. Now that there are thousands of customers and thousands of employees, but it's still the most incredible thing. Like, you mean I can take your amazing software that your hundreds of developers have developed, I can put my logo on it, configure it the way I want to, and sell it as my own? Yes. And it only cost me $500 a month, and I'm in business for myself? Yes. And now with affiliate, when I signed up, I didn't sign up under an affiliate. I had to figure it out, read help docs and so forth. Now, because of all the good affiliates that provide value, whether you use me or someone else, you've got someone who's been there already, further along than you, and can provide you a roadmap, some systems already built that helps you get there faster. So, results are not guaranteed, but if you do the work, I've just seen it over and over again. If you do the work and you don't give up and you stay resilient, you may not make as much as I make, but you'll make something to change your life, right? A little extra money for vacation money, or maybe you want to quit your job or whatever. Paulson said it earlier. I went from a house that was being repossessed to building a custom house that I now work and live from. It's amazing, and it's only because of HighLevel.
I love it, Dar. I appreciate the encouragement, the kind words, and I'm proud to be part of something that is just revolutionary at this point, to say the least. Looking forward to seeing you at the next event in person. I know we have hangouts coming up. I know we have masterminds. Can you share something about the conference? Obviously you'll be
Yeah,
there
I'll be
every
there
year.
for sure. I'm there every year. It's where I see my people. So here's another thing about entrepreneurship. If it's a blessing to work from home, but also it's isolating. Like, I'm here in my fishbowl every day. And so to get to the Level Up conference, I'm seeing you, I'm seeing the HighLevel team, I'm seeing all my other entrepreneur friends. And it's just the most energetic and uplifting place. Man, I always, I take away nuggets from it. I re-engage relationships, and I come home charged up. And every year, my business moves further forward as a result of it. So that's another thing for the person who was asking about what should you budget. You should budget to be at the Level Up Summit.
That is true.
For sure.
Yeah, it's an investment worth, in my opinion, just to be around the right people. And by the way, those tickets go like super fast. I mean, as soon as they're flashed, you log back in a couple hours later, it's gonna all be all sold out. So just giving you a fair warning, and we're only in June. We're talking about the October event, and they get sold out really fast. But anyways, Dar, I appreciate you doing this 2-day workshop.
Thanks, man.
It's been a while, so it was great just kind of connecting the dots here and just letting everyone understand the opportunity is in the adoption of AI.
It is, for sure.
Bye for now.
All right, everyone. See you later. Go get it.